Drinking my off-brand cherry cola again. You know what I forgot to talk about in the first episode? Brick's belt buckle. It has the letters TCB and a lightning bolt. It stands for Taking Care of Business in a Flash. It's a reference to Elvis Presley. And it makes perfect sense that Brick would be an Elvis fan. I'm going to go ahead and go to Zombie Island after I do my usual scroungy go nuts. I think I have just a masher in here. Oh yeah, and these two. If you were doing Team Allegiance, I think Malawan is actually a better brand for Morty than it is for Lil because of the Survivor class mod, which is also made by Anshin. What is with... Oh. For a moment there, I thought the game might have reset.
Oh, Marcos here. I've got an opportunity for you. Come see me at my place in T-Bone Junction.
He's going to say that every time I come here. I have half a mind to go over there just to cancel that out so I don't have to hear it again.
There are missions available on the T-Bone Junction bounty board.
I mean, I appreciate being reminded and such because I probably would forget. Good sights on that thing. Too bad it's not accurate enough. Well, even I would still want functional sights even on an inaccurate pistol. But its accuracy only appears low because it's a twin shot. But anyway, yeah, I would probably forget there were missions. Well, I might forget there were missions available if I didn't go ahead and pick them up. But I don't really need to pick them up. For my purposes for being here anyway. Did I phrase that correctly? You know what I mean.
I sure got you right now.
Let's get out of here.
See if I can line that up. Close enough. I have an artistic eye for stuff like that. Which makes sense, seeing as how I was professionally trained in graphic design. Also typography, which is an aspect of graphic design. So I was watching some old Baru adventures recently. He doesn't like burst fire. Most don't care too much for it. And I didn't at first either. I had to acquire a taste for it over time. Wait, I already checked this place, didn't I? Yeah, jump out the wrong side randomly for no reason. When I first started playing Borderlands, around about the time it first came out, I had decided that I distinctly preferred machine guns over combat rifles. But over time, I learned to appreciate both. Because you can't take it with you. That right there, that concept right there, is why Underdome is the most essential DLC. Even though it's the one that is, let's just say, is the least appreciated. I mean, I'm no exception. It's my least fave. But the Underdome lobby, because of the bank, makes a handy base of operations. Just like in Stalker. When I play Stalker, I always look for stash locations, which become my base of operations in any region of the zone. Well, that has good sights too. Good sights. Good sights. I'll probably be using the Hornet instead of the Defiler. There's nothing you can do with the Hornet that you can't do better with the Defiler if you're not doing an Allegiance run. But that's just my opinion. So which brand do you think is better for rolling for a co-op Allegiance run? SNS or Vladoff? I'm thinking Vladoff, even though overall I like the SNS brand better. And the one and only reason I'm thinking Vlad is because their shields are available early on, whereas I'm pretty sure SNS shields don't become available until level 22, and that's because they emit acid, an ability which is unlocked, well, I should say corrosive elemental, becomes available at level 15, and the level tiers for SNS go from 13 to 22. And by the way, I did get confirmation on the existence of Dahl shields at level 16. It's just a bizarre coincidence that I haven't come across any yet in all the hours I've invested in this character so far. It just seems odd. The lowest level class mods are level 15. By the time I get to Headstone Mine, I might have a class mod. Or I might come across a class mod in one of the shops there, or maybe I'll scrounge one up.
Keep your eyes open.
Check these first. hope this Stomper can contend with those Skull Munchers. I pointed out in the previous episode that a level 7 Stomper is pretty close to an ordinary level 16 combat rifle in terms of power. So, if you can tolerate those slow bullets, it's totally worth it. Once I have a mercenary class mod with ammo regen, which I should have sometime between levels 16 and 25, Stompers will probably become more like backup weapons or boss killer weapons, because I'll surely be focusing on SMGs. Not bad, not bad. I mean, yeah, it's a Teddy, but a level 13 green Ted, 18 round mag, type 3 body, type 1, all the other parts are type 1. Good fire rate, serviceable accuracy. I think because this is one of the mid-tier material types, 87.5. That's more accurate than my Dahl, which has the same barrel. You don't commonly see that.
It's hard to seek new opportunities with old equipment. Upgrade now. First aid kit. You won't regret it.
Well, I think I should just go for it. Go waste some skull munchers. Go make mush. Make mush. Mush or mush? Mulch. I'll make mulch out of skull munchers. Mulch. Go munch on some mulch.
My talents were squandered on this rock.
I like her. She's silly. Not as silly as me, though. No, I can't wait till I can start using my masher. My favorite DLC. The boat can leave now. Tell the crew. Kudos if you get that reference.
Thank you, valuable.
It was a dark and stormy night. Sheesh. On a distant corner of Pandora, where few men dared to tread. With the journey to find the elusive vault behind them, our fearless adventurers set off into the trees of...
What's a tree?
Oh, for the angel's sake! It's a plant that grows out of the ground really tall.
Like this?
No more interruptions. So, they set out into the trees of Jacob's Cove, a land very much ravaged and forgotten by time. It was here that the scientist Dr. Ned, who is totally not Dr. Zed from the last story at all, tried to help all of mankind, but ultimately caused very bad shit.
That's a swear.
Dude made zombies, okay? You're not the police of me. Pay attention. Okay, so some bad crap was happening, and it got really spooky. And this is where our story begins.
Is any of this going to be true?
Yes, probably a lot of it. You're adopted.
You know what I bet would be really hard? Zombie Island Solo Jacob's Absolute Allegiance. No shield, no grenade.
Over here! Greetings, misinformed zombie fodder. I am not affiliated with the Jacobs Corporation, but they packed me to tell people like you that they would appreciate some assistance with the overwhelming situation with the living impaired. I should warn you, though, that they'll suck your brain out of your cranial cavity like a crappuccino if you get too close. If you'd still like to help, I suggest you turn on the town's defenses. Otherwise, crappuccino. Toodles!
You're probably especially right, since I have no shield. I'm surprised I haven't died yet. By the way, you can't use that door just yet. Not till you've done this turret thing. Always stuck on scenery. This is a mid-range stomper, and I am putting it to the test at this distance. Remember in the last episode I said I sacrificed some when I switched from one stomper to the other. I knew I was sacrificing all my stats for extra mag capacity. And I still say overall it was worth it. I'm sure I'll be finding higher quality stompers. Starting at level 16. What am I stuck on? There's no obstacle right there. Ugh. Whoa! See how much damage that does? I was actually expecting more damage than that. Prioritize defilers so that they can mess you up the most. Defilers and the explodey guys that you encounter later on. I love the battle damage. I know I can't do anything with them, but I can't just leave them there. The zombie brains, I mean, that would be irresponsible. Don't want to burst through all my combat rifle ammo since my stomper is my best weapon. I know you want me to use the double anarchy, and I want to use it too, but under-leveled weapons plus no shield against enemies that are close to my level but still above my level. Enemies that can kill me quickly. And enemies that, well, actually, I'm surprised that my gear can contend with them as well as it has been so far. But still, I don't want to... I don't know. When I get into town there, I might have to. I'm always so concerned with the efficiency of things, aren't I? I should just relax. By the way, I don't agree with Matt Pat that efficiency somehow equates to laziness. I hear a pukey go nuts. Oh no! Faster, faster! There. Yeah. Don't put things in my way so that it makes things not work, right? Please? That shouldn't be a thing that happens. Alright, I'll just do this then.
That was intense. I'm sure glad I'm not made of tasty flesh like you.
Nah.
The town should be safe for now. But if you're really going to solve the zombie infestation, you're gonna need to talk to Dr. Ned. He's been trying to fix the problem, and I'm sure he could use a hand. You'll find him at his office down on the docks. I'll open the waterfront gate so you can be on your way. Let's go!
Sort of forgot what I was doing there and I pressed escape. But I still accepted the mission. Even though I didn't really accept the mission. Or actually I did. You know what I mean.
Shoot more lightning than the next leading competitor.
Here we go.
Only by the best. If the vault is real, you'll be able to afford it.
I should go ahead and sell.
The hazardous philosophy is tech plus ammo capacity equals I win.
Good sights on that white Torg that I just sold. Good sights on that Teddy. No sights on that Dahl. I'm looking at the pistols, I mean. Now where's that Atlas shield I dropped?
Hey, I pooped right where you're standing.
How'd you do that? You're a droid.
Dr. Ned gave me the following awards this year. Most effective claptrap in life-threatening situations, hottest performer of mid-80s breakdance fighting, master orator, and best kisser.
Atlas spares no expense in making goods that excel in every area.
Manufactured by the Jacobs Corporation. Corporation for their elemental modifications. Need we remind ourselves of the company motto? If it ain't a Jacobs, I'd rather be dead. Please lead by example.
What is the accuracy on that? 89.3. Not bad, considering it has a Type 2 barrel. Before I trottle on over there, that looks like a Dahl. Yep. Yeah, it looks like it's built entirely out of Type 1 parts, but see, I'd rather use that. If I wasn't doing an Allegiance run, I like explodey sniper rifles. Payload rifles, I call them. Good enough fire rate, 2.3. I could shoot them myself, or I could let the turrets do it. But I'm pretty sure I get more execution points if I do it myself. See, the one I missed was taken out by the turret. Just maxing out my health. Back in there.
Fearless Zombie Killer! New missions are available at the Jacobs Cove Bounty Board.
Oh. I might as well accept it, even though I'm not going to do it on Playthru-1.
The Dean's doctor said, when you have Dr. Ned.
Family members is purely coincidental, and any messaging to the contrary will be met with swift litigation. Above all, do not shake their hands, embrace them, and never, ever initiate oral contact of any kind.
Well, let's see if I can level up to 15. Because I'm really sick of using under-leveled weapons. Yeah, it did more than I expected. This is a level 4 gun. It's garbage. I think the Bruiser does a better job than the Double Anarchy. I should try TK's Wave. I don't think I've ever used PK's wave against zombies before. And you can see why. Well, it was worth a shot, just to see how it did. It did about as worthless as I expected it would. About as worthless. That's not how you phrase that. You know what I mean to say. Stomper and Bruiser. You're the only two weapons I've got. The Anarchy is okay, but in terms of what it does per projectile, it's not impressive. I can never get 2 headshots, never. I'm amazed that a level 4 sniper rifle takes away more than half the health of a level 15 enemy. That's kind of impressive. Frivolous tactical reload, only it's not so frivolous with only a 5-round mag. I was expecting it to take 1 shot fewer than it did. That time I fired 1 burst. When I said 1 shot earlier, I meant 1 burst. You probably figured that. And that defiler, I fired 1 burst more than was necessary. Move, don't get stuck on the scenery. See, I'm expecting to get stuck on scenery. I've become a cynic. I was probably a cynic already, actually.
Aw, that hurt.
I always thought using health steal tech against zombies should actually hurt you because they're dead. So they have negative health. So... Oh. Fired 1 burst more than I needed to. You ever notice how Zero is kind of like Morty and Lil combined? Once again, one burst more than necessary. Part of that is due to the, I guess you could call it delayed reaction effect you get with a Stomper that has 7.7 fire rate. Because it's slow bullets plus slow fire rate, by the standards of a burst fire gun. Jumped over a non-obstacle because I was backing up and I stopped backing up. Crane back neck. Of course I screwed that up. Of course I missed that one too. Screw it. I'm not a sniper. Designated marks person. That's M-A-R-K-S, not M-A-R-X. Karl Marx was a putz. And he was also a 32nd degree Freemason of the Royal Arch. But that's a topic for another time. So what am I going to do to hit level 16 after I hit level 15? Just kill zombies non-stop? Because I can do that. But I'd like to find a quicker way to do that, because I'm sort of stuck in a gridlock in the core game, because none of the missions that are currently available to me are going to be any fun to do solo if I'm stuck using level 4 and level 7 weapons. And I have no shield on top of that. And I'm not about to subject myself to that misery. Insert reference to the misery mod for Stalker, Call of Pripyat. So you're giving me rockets, but you still won't let... Oh no, it's one of those explodies. Remember I mentioned explodies? I forgot. They do show up early. Notice I'm not using grenades, because the ones I've got are electric. Electric and acid are ineffectual against zombies, and Tankensteins are actually healed by electricity. You see why 18-round mags should be the bare minimum? 12-round mags are pointless, should not exist, should never have been brought into existence.
Yes, feel it.
And in real-world terms, an 18-round mag would be considered skimpy. Still, I'll take 6 bursts per mag over 4. Just have never understood the logic of a 12-round mag. The semi-automatic pounder could maybe get by with a 12-round mag. I'm talking base capacity. Never mind how much you can boost capacity as Roland. I'm talking base capacity. I get the impression that they did that in order to handicap Roland style, what is basically supposed to be regarded as a Roland style of weapon when it's used in the hands of anyone other than Roland. But personally, I find that to be kind of arbitrary. Why not have the mag capacities be actually multiples of 3 or 5, depending on whether it fires a 3 or 5 round burst? Like, a 24 round mag if it's tri-burst, and a 30 round mag if it's 5 round burst. Or would that make too much sense? If that's too much for you, how about an 18 round standard capacity for tri-burst, 24 round if it's the bigger mag version, and 25 round for the Raven. I really don't think that's asking too much.
Iron Atlas, and you too can see what it feels like to hold the power of the gods in your hands.
Oh, look at that. I've already got a masher, so of course I'm not going to buy this, but this is a well-built revolver right here. Barrel 4, body 3, and I don't know what kind of cylinder that is. If this was a masher, it would be primo. Even better than the one I've got. Never mind the label color.
I lost my contact lens.
Remember, I don't prioritize rarity. I prioritize purposefulness.
Don't go falling in love with me, stranger. I've been hurt too many times. By zombies.
What was I saying about leveling up? I wonder if I will actually get a class mod this early.
Dearest Anna, I've arrived at Jacob's Cove, and you'll be pleased to know it seems a jolly and lively old town. I know being away from you and the children will be difficult, but it's only for a few cycles. The pay is just too generous to pass up. I'll work hard here and be back to you and the girls soon. My brother will take good care of you in the meantime. Love, Hank.
The name is pronounced Rice, by the way, not Reese.
The Crimson Lance got nothing on my weapons.
Do you think Corporal Rice, not Corporal Reese, Corporal Rice, is the brother of Hank? Or some way, or related to him in some way at all? Oh, good. More of these things. The name Reese, like Kyle Reese, R-E-E-S-E, is the Irish version of the Welsh name Reese, spelled R-H-Y-S. Reese from Tales from the Borderlands. His name, R-H-Y-S, that's the Welsh spelling of the name Reese. Usually a last name or part of a compound last name, but it can be a first name too. Oh, here we go again. Still no Dahl shield. I should do these one at a time instead of mixing it up and splicing them together like this, seeing as how I am the sequential type of person who prefers to do things in a systematic fashion.
It is no longer rumors. Some curse has been set upon us here at Jacob's Cove. The dead are rising from their graves and are ravenous with a hunger for flesh. All work has stopped, and we're fighting for our lives. But fear not. Dr. Ned believes there's a way to stop the horror. I have volunteered to allow him to test an antidote on me. It's the skags, my dear. The filthy skags will be our salvation. The doctor says they're immune to the ailment. I'm presently on my way to get this treatment at the hospital outside of town. I know it will be a success, and we will be together again shortly. Pray for me, Hank.
In other words, Dr. Ned is making himself some amalgamates. Straight out of Cronenberg.
Dearest Anna, the work here is tough, but honest. Oh, and the trees, Anna. The trees are amazing. You wouldn't believe your eyes. I've never seen anything like them. Sometimes I feel sad to cut them down. But it will all be worth it if I can get back to you with the money required for us to have a fresh start. I'm dreaming about a nice homestead in the Dahl headland. Think on it. Missing you, Hank. P.S. Tell Sally that I love the hat she sent. I wear it every day. The men tease me a bit, but they don't know the joy that a child's love can bring.
Having worked in plenty of blue-collar environments myself, I can tell you there's always a crazy hat guy. If you're allowed to wear hats, there will always be a crazy hat guy. He won't follow me. I mean, it won't follow me. Compensate for recoil. Let the muzzle jump work with me instead of against me. Also, no one's gonna. if they know your daughter gave you a gift and you want to show it off, people respect that. So, if teasing does occur, it's always just done out of silliness. There we go. Making progress. Want to make more progress? Maxed out inner glow. Contrary to what most will tell you, capstone skills don't really need to be prioritized on Playthru-1. It depends on your gameplay style, but since I'm sort of a jack-of-all-trades types, I prefer to spread mine out according to the purposes that I need. Like, since I like stompers work well with Quicksilver combined with high velocity. Come on, let's not take all day.
Dearest Anna, I've been noticing some strange things at the mill of late. Many workers seem to be falling very ill. What is strange is that we all had our checkups just last week and were given a clean bill of health and a vitamin from the company's physician, Dr. Ned. He's doing everything in his power, but there have been some deaths. Do not worry. I will, as always, be careful. I'll send an echo again soon. All my love, Hank.
Yeah, I'm not bothering to pick them up in any specific order. I just want the X-ray Papa. Spooky entrance. I forget where echo number 4 is, but it's somewhere over there. Saw that red dot getting bigger The puke slows you down even when you're phase walking. Which, although it doesn't make sense in terms of real-world logic, it does make sense in terms of gameplay. I mean, yeah, like phase walking makes sense in terms of real-world logic. It would tear your body apart. You'd have to be an energy being. You have to be a being of physicality or energy. It's really hard to be both. Just ask Dr. Gaster. Or the G-Man, for that matter. By the way, Matt Pat, the G-Man is not Sans. The G-Man is Gaster. It's in the name, even. Oh, that's right. I forgot the other one's nestled in here. Two of them are nestled here in town.
Things have gone from bad to worse. There have been rumors of people seeing the dead walk. At first, these tales were laughed off at the saloon, but
Dr. Ned gave me the following awards this year.
They say that those who come in contact with the dead are always the first to be ill and are, as such, the first to seek the help of Dr. Ned. The doctor assures me that he's making progress on a cure. I, for one, believe him, and it is only 3 more weeks till we are reunited. Kiss the girls for me. Love, Hank.
Fringe science.
If he took more than one shot, you weren't using a Jacobs. You won't find finer gear anywhere on the planet.
Don't go falling in love with me, stranger. I've been hurt too many times by zombies.
Barrel 2, Body 3, Stock 2.
Thank you, valuable Jacobs employee, for your continuing patience during this transitional zone.
Yeah, it won't give me a class mod this early.
Your satisfaction is very important to
It's okay, I just want the X-ray pop. Maxing out my health.
Really well. Power. And honestly, what else do you need?
Well, yeah, it says trivial, but it's not. You need at least fire, if not fire and acid, to survive any of these Circle of Death rounds, because you don't know for sure if Raid Zaben will send a fire skag in there. Oh. I think all I can do is just keep on slaying zombies till I'm level 16. And those death birds. What are those called? Corpse eaters? Corpse wings? I forget what was in this shot. Oh yeah, Pangolin. Well, if you have level 16 Pangolin, why can't you give me a level 16 Dahl shield? Don't make me wait till I'm level 25 just to get a shield. Sheesh. Still think burst fire guns suck? These zombies are all twice the level of this gun. 15 versus 7.
I'm really good at this.
Over halfway. I love it when the final shot of a burst takes out a head. I'm not actually going to Dr. Ned's place. Nor am I going to on Playthru-1. Dahl shield? Of course not.
Can't ever be too rich, too good looking, or too well armed. In a world of no guarantees, you can always count on Marcus guns.
So many Oingo Boingo songs that would work with the vibe of this DLC.
Yes, feel it.
Even though those zombies are closer, I'm prioritizing the Defiler.
I'm really good at this.
Level 4. Still a contender, though it won't be for long. That looks like a Dahl. It's a white, but it's a Dahl. Maybe it's a 16. That's a 7. Barrel 3, body 1. I think that's a stock 3, and it's topped off with sight 1. It's not a stomper, so it won't be a contender. Or if it is a contender, it won't be as much of a contender as the stomper.
Zombies trying to tear your face off. Buy a shield, and then buy an insta-heal. For the shield inevitably goes down, is a really convenient location.
Ha! Just plain old melee, no bonus. Lil has a skill that increases melee damage. Roland is the only character who does it, which is weird, because he has a military background.
Aw, did that hurt?
It's weird how those guys can puke through their masks at you. Oh. Here's where I mix it up a bit. Making progress. Built entirely from Type 1 parts. The vast majority of combat rifles you find will be absolute junk. Even the trashiest machine guns can usually be serviceable.
I'm really good at this.
But a combat rifle needs to have good parts to be worthwhile. Am I stuck on? Backed myself into a corner. That was my own fault. That's part of what makes a virtual world different from the real world. In a VR world, I know this isn't VR, but theoretically speaking, unless you were able to have simulated feeling, your senses and your intuition wouldn't be perfectly in sync with each other, and so your spatial awareness would be somewhat off. So you wouldn't be able to just sense that you were backing yourself into a corner if you were playing, let's say, for example, a virtual reality zombie game. This is an area of Pandora where
I'm really good at this.
Dahl's green camo skin actually fits. Otherwise, desert. And I think the desert material type is actually the best. And which means that urban is the mid-tier. And there are two grades of green. This one is the normal, and then there's one subpar version. And I think the subpar material type only occurs on white label stuff. White label stuff. Screwed that up. See if you can get to me before my thingamadoozer recharges. Nope, you're screwed. You thought you were going to screw me over, but now you're screwed. And I hope I haven't spoken too soon. I'm not even using my sniper rifle. I hate the sight.
Aw, that hurt.
Type 1 sight combined with Type 1 stock. I just want plain old iron sights. Even on a combat rifle. Who decided that combat rifles always have to have an optical attachment? And why? What was their inspiration behind that? My goal for this episode will be to level up to 16 and then find a shield. And whatever else happens in between is whatever else happens in between. This area right here really reminds me of They Hunger. There's a part where you fight alongside a cop in a swamp. In the original They Hunger, the first one, first of 3. Black Widow Games. I almost said Iron Oak Studios, but they're the ones who made Brain Bread, which is a co-op zombie mod for the original Half-Life. That's what we had before Left 4 Dead or Dead Island. Back in my day, if we wanted to do a zombie-themed co-op, we did it with Half-Life mods. Oh. Original Half-Life. Mods for the original Half-Life. Did you ever play Paranoia? That's one I still haven't played. Gonna be explodey guys coming down from up there. I'm thinking this Stomper might be able to take on Pumpkinhead. Did you ever see all the Pumpkinhead movies or any of the Pumpkinhead movies? Doesn't have to be all of them. Of course, the first one's the best. In the case of the Evil Dead movies, I wouldn't say Evil Dead 2 is the best, but it's my fave of all the Evil Dead movies. And it's also the fave of Joe Bob Briggs. What level is that? 13. Good, I was concerned that the game was still giving me level 1 crap. Ha! Taking out the Explodey, then the Defiler, despite the fact that there are closer enemies. You're a pukey too. I thought I was past the effective range of your projectile puke. Projectile power puke.
I'm really good at this.
only need to level up to 16, so I'm not going to do anything here beyond that. I'm only here out of necessity because I can't accomplish anything in the core game that needs to get done until I hit level 16, and I might be able to keep on going without a shield until I hit 25 if the game really wants to make me do that. If I have good enough weapons and I use savvy enough tactics, which I can't guarantee that that's going to happen. Saw that red dot, turned right around. Like Hudson with a motion tracker. Now that I've made it this far, I'm really tempted to try my hand at taking on Pumpkinhead with no shield and under-leveled weapons. Do you see how Zero's deception is vaguely similar to Lil's phase walk? That's why I say Zero is kind of like a cross between Morty and Lil. Oh no! These guys become especially dangerous after they throw that explodey barrel off their shoulders. See how much... the more puke touches you, of course, the more it... I timed that right, didn't I? Oh, great. Phone call, hold on. I'm back. Ah! Spaz. I have a shopping list. Besides a shield, I also need a fire weapon and an acid weapon, which I should be able to get at level 16. My preferences are for revolvers and SMGs. Wouldn't mind getting my mitts on a decent shotgun. especially one that has a blade, one that doesn't have a scope. Just plain old iron sights, all you need. Type 4 cylinder. That's the improved 6-shot cylinder, referred to as magazine 4. The one that looks like a knurled power tool. It makes the overall shotgun look like a power tool because it's knurled. And that's especially true when combined with the Type 4 barrel. Type 4 barrel plus Type 4 cylinder equals good combo. I don't do elemental shotguns because they don't proc reliably. And that's just not my style. Why is it that elemental carnage guns proc per shot, but elemental pounders do not? Deja vu. I know I've asked that question before. Oh no! Actually, this could be good. If my stomper is enough to contend with this thing. Plus, this might bring me up to 16. My electric grenades would actually heal that thing. Yeah, I'm gonna hit 16, I know for sure. Let's see if I can take these out with my bruiser. Oh, I almost took out with one mag, something like, what was it, 3 of them? With a level 4 SMG. Ha. I'm not the only one who gets stuck on scenery. I think this is the first instance of enemies occurring in the whole Borderlands series. Enemies that have chests on their backs. And now I'm level 16. Now, what do I want? I really want high velocity, so I should probably go Slayer. Then hit and run, then high velocity. 4-figure resale value, even though I'm already rich by the standards of this part of the game. Or that's not what I mean to say. What I mean to say is by the standards of my level. And of course I screw the first shot up. Like I said, I'm not a sniper. Try it again. Let's see if I can get them lined up. Move. I already hate this gun. Even though it's a level 16, I hate it because it's built entirely from Type 1 parts. Here I have a level 16 sniper rifle and a level 7 stomper, and I'd still rather use the level 7 stomper. Actually, I don't know what body type this sniper rifle has, but I bet you almost anything it's low quality. I would have preferred a level 16 shotgun. Sprint! I hate it when your character stops sprinting when you don't tell them to. It's like they just make the decision to stop sprinting on their own for no logical reason. You ever notice that? It's like they stub their toe on an uneven step, and it screws up their ability to move right. Fired an extra shot due to the slow bullets. I just dropped these things. Picked them back up for no reason. There's a shop around here. Can I get a Dahl shield? Of course not. And none of these have well, a level 2 Dahl. A level 2 white Dahl. Don't insult me. Should be a shop in that hut. Yep. Oh. That's doable. That's doable. See how this compares to the Stomper. And I will go ahead and buy that, even though it has a 12-round mag. I know there's a medical shop around. Well, you know what? I accomplished what I came here to accomplish, and even a little bit more now that I have level 16 weapons. Still no shield. BL3 and Type 1 cylinder. This has barrel 1, body 1. I think that's stock 3 and scope 3. But don't quote me on that. I know I've got the barrel type and the body type right. I only needed to hit level 16. Much better scope. Yeah, if you're gonna have a scope, it should be a scope that has some effective zoom to it, and the Type 1 just doesn't cut it. It's like I always say, all the Type 1 scope does is it cuts off your peripheral vision. You'd be better off with iron sights.
Really good at this.
I'm not a big fan of this weird reflex sight thing. Because it's taller than it needs to be, so it's kind of confusing. I don't like any sort of optical attachments on the shotgun. Iron sights all the time. That's all you need. I don't need to keep killing zombies. It's just kind of irresistible.
Do me a favor. Would you buy first aid so that I won't have to fix you up later?
A Dahl shield, please. That's what I really need.
First, you're gonna need to eliminate the competition.
I mean, I'd be willing. I would have traded 2 level 16 weapons for 1 level 16 shield. I need to try out my new SMG. I think this has a body 2, no, a barrel 2, body 1, and I don't know what kind of stock. You see how it was able to run before the bullets got to it? That just seems weird. Barrel 5 right there.
Remember, Marcus means quality at a great price.
Whatever type of scope this is, it's my favorite type on any gun, just because I like that rectangular aperture. I like how it looks like a TV set. Turret had my back. Mostly all those things can do is annoy you.
He's trying to tear your face off. Buy a shield, and then buy an insta-health for when the shield inevitably goes down and you really need it.
Still no shield. For when the shield inevitably goes down and I have no shield. What I should have said was, what shield?
Whether you are killing bad guys or exploring the unknown, you need a trusty gun by your side.
Did I get the red chest?
Soon to be zombie-paced man. You can't kill already dead flesh, so corrosive guns won't do diddly to a zombie.
Did you catch that? I already got that chest, I think.
Hey, I pooped right where you're standing.
What did you poop? Congealed motor oil? Yeah, I got it.
Don't go falling in love with me, stranger.
Thank you, valuable Jenkins employee, for your continuing patience during this transitional zombie apocalypse. Your satisfaction is very important to us.
It's kind of a misuse of the word apocalypse. A word that has a more specific meaning than most people realize. Most people think it means cataclysm, but it actually means lifting of the veil. The implication being revelation. So, denotatively it means lifting of the veil. Connotatively it means revelation. I could just run past these zombies. My goal is not to get over-leveled. Well, I mean,
I'm really good at this.
not getting... It's not that the idea of not getting leveled is a goal or a non-goal. It's just that I didn't come here to get over-leveled. I only came here to reach level 16 and hopefully get a shield. I mean, I'm grateful that I got what I got, weapon-wise, but what I really need is a shield, so I'm still going to scout around for that. Once I have a shield, an adequate fire weapon, and an adequate karate weapon, I'll be a contender. I'll be able to take on anything the arid Badlands can throw at me. At least, I think so. Of course, I need that masher. See how it compares to my Doom Stick. It outperforms the Doom Stick in every way except capacity. But it has a scope which will inhibit its usefulness at close range. Because if you're one of my regulars, you know this already. Oh. Doesn't really fulfill any of my needs since I have a masher. I'll settle for a white Dahl shield. I know level 16 Dahl shields exist. I know for certain because after I did that episode, after I recorded that episode where I speculated on that, I came back through the arid Badlands with a level 29 brick. I think that's the one who I named Bardo in reference to Brick Bardo from Dahl Man. And I found level 16 Dahl shields.
Teeth make my gums look fat. What part of secret lab don't you understand? Get out of here.
And you too can see what it feels like to hold the power of the gods in your hands.
See how this compares to mine. See how this compares to mine. Oh, has a chintzy scope, but 5 figures. I might as well.
Shooting bullets just not cool enough for you? Get a Bollywood and light some people on fire.
2 perps.
Your grenade should do more than just explode. Customize your grenades with a new mod today. If you need healing, step right up.
Still no Dahl shield. It's not that special of a thing that it should be so nowhere.
You're from off planet. You smell oddly.
I forget what the highest level of gear this shop can have on Playthru-1. This has good parts aside from the chintzy scope. Barrel 3, body 3, stock 3, sight 1. I might be mistaken about the stock. That might be a stock 4. Not bad for level 7.
Going up to the vault? Better arm yourself with the best.
I keep the medical equipment working, more or less.
Not going to bother with low-level enemies. Not going to bother scrounging chests that I know are low-level.
Pilot, get you rolling, man.
Enough walking.
First aid kit. You won't regret it.
I don't think there's anything else available in the arid Badlands at this juncture. What? See why I prefer iron sights? I don't like to shoot without aiming. At any range, it never yields consistent results. Plus, the iron sights with a Type 4 barrel line up just fine. Type 4 barrel is the overall best barrel type to have on a revolver. Most powerful and is third most accurate.
Want to shoot a lot of bullets really fast? Vladov has your needs covered.
I don't really need explodey power. This has that type of sight that disappears when it's on a machine pistol, but not when it's on a repeater. Now, why do you have level 16 guns in that shop, but you don't have level 7 junk in this shop? Do you understand the concept of consistency? Sheesh. Matching desert camo, urban camo on this, and urban camo on all my stuff is the, I think the urban is material 2 and the desert is material 3. But don't quote me on that. There are actually there are 4 material types. There's the regular green, which I think is material 1, and then there's the subpar, like dirty green color. I don't know what that material is called. Oh, look how this thing's pretty well put together. It's got a barrel 5, a good enough body. I don't know what body type that is. I think it might be a 5. Chintzy stock 1, which I find tolerable, but it's topped off with the Uber Chintzy Sight 1, which is just as bad, if not worse, as the Chintzy magnifying lens type 1 scope on combat rifles. Basically all it does, because it has such a small amount of zoom, all it really does is it cuts off your peripheral vision. I hate shooting from the hip. Even at close range. The one I've got is more balanced. Plus, I don't like the Type 2 cylinder. It has 8 chambers, and yet it somehow holds 12, 13, or 20 rounds, or even more. Hey, a Stomper. Please be an 18-round Stomper. Well, oh look. Good sights on a twin shot. Double whammy. Should at least see how it compares. Well, I'll go ahead and buy the Stomper, but I'm also going to keep this Desert Rifle because it has better handling characteristics due to the stock, and it has a more adequate scope. So I just can't bring myself to sell it just yet. Great parking job, huh? Sometimes you can find level 19 stuff in these lockers. Possibly also 15 or 16. There's 22. At what level was that? 25. Notice how my new stomper is built just like my old one. But it's a different material type. My level 7 stomper was just like this. All type 1 parts back here and barrel 4 on the front. 12 round mag, but this one's urban. The urban material type. How many guns am I carrying? 6. That means I know I have 2 combat rifles. And I know I don't really need to do that. I don't usually carry anything more than I need unless I'm on a scavenging run. Exactly as I was expecting. Now, will I get a Dahl shield out of any of these chests? What's the fire rate on this 10? Yeah. Noticeably better than 7.7. I knew I was taking damage, but I thought I would be able to withstand a few hits if I played it just right. Notice I'm not even bothering to use that sniper rifle because it's built entirely from chintzy parts. See if I can make this distance. Of course not. Had there been an Atlas raid grenade, that would have done something. Oh, backed myself into a corner. I hate not having a shield. I hate it. It turns everything into a chore because you have to be so paranoid. Unless you don't mind dying every 2 minutes. But that's not my style. See if I do a better job with this, since it offers better zoom and better stability. What are the accurate? 87.5 accuracy, 90.4. A more noticeable difference than you might think. Never mind the stats. There are other factors to consider besides stats. That's something that when some people play this game for the first time, they're looking only at stats. They don't think about other things like recoil, stability, part quality, or the specific natures of different brands. Oh, jump faster, scram faster. See if I can... It's a masher, which is a shotgun revolver. I'm liking this combat rifle better than the Stomper. Not liking the 12-round mag, but it's the more it's not the scope, it's the stock. That's what's making the difference. Well, that plus the Stomper's inherent weakness of slow bullets. Should get some more use out of this. Since I'm playing as the SMG character, my SMGs would feel ripped off, like they're not getting enough love if I didn't use them enough. And this one has a Type 5 barrel. Oh! Scopes on all my guns. Oh.
Mine.
So discouraging when you find a single thing in a red chest right next to the same occurrence. Now let's see what kind of thing this will be. Barrel 5. Body 1. I think that's a cylinder type 1 also. Don't really need... I will drop anything lower than level 13. That's really all I came here for. You can survive against a fire skag if you play your proverbial cards right.
Hi, nice scooter. I was named after my sister.
But
Hey, cookies, trash rat.
Let's get some wheels.
I'd rather rely on Delta Oscar Tango without a shield rather than relying on my ability to shoot down its throat each and every time. I always forget to come here and check these shops. Can I get a Dahl shield? I'll take a white one even.
First aid kit. You won't regret it.
A well-parted purple pangolin, a purple 16. Good parts. 3 prongs left side, soda can right side. Best parts on the sides and a good enough part in the middle.
Just can't carry enough bullets for your favorite gun? Sounds like you need a storage tank upgrade. Supplies limited.
I could play around with this, but I don't really need it since I have that mastery. So I'll go ahead and sell it. The only thing good about it is the barrel. It's a barrel 5 and everything else is a type 1 part, I do believe. I might be mistaken. Kind of like how this. The only thing good about this is the barrel, type 4. So I'll sell that.
Can't ever be too rich, too good looking, or too well armed.
Ammo is maxed out. How much you want to bet there's a Dahl shield in one of the shops I'm about to visit that's not going to be there by the time I get there, because the shops are about to change over. I remember to pay attention to that this time. See? Called it. Do. But you were probably paying attention too, weren't you? You noticed that the last shop I checked had less than a minute to go. I can't keep going on without a shield. Can you please give me a shield? Another pangolin. And it's a 7. Once again, these shops are not aligned with each other. And look at that, a 7 instead of 16. And yet, level 16 stuff appears in here. There's no logic to it. I don't operate that way. I need consistency. I'm a melancholy, phlegmatic, lawful good sage. That's just how I roll. Rocket launcher made by Dahl. I know I've mentioned this before, but it's worth reiterating. The machine guns and rocket launchers that are mounted on vehicles are made by Dahl, which is why they have unlimited ammo. Probably also why they suck. Should get more use out of the shotgun. It's not so terrible.
Jacob's guns do one thing really well. Power. And honestly, what else do you need?
You see that? I came down here at just the wrong time. Because normally they would start coming out of there right as you come in here. That means I came in here a moment before they respawned. So that they timed it just right so that they thought they could get one over on me. But I heard them. So they screwed up their ambush attempt by making noise. And I know there's no med vendor down there in that fruit seller type place. And I know that the shield is my top priority.
Step right up.
But I'm still searching for whatever. Anything. I can't believe it's actually possible to get stuck on that rock. Just checking the shops. I'm not doing the arid hills stuff without a shield. Unless I have to. Unless I find out for sure that this game is not going to let me have a shield till I hit level 25. Even though level 16 Dahl shields exist, I've come this far and haven't seen one. I haven't seen one in world. I haven't seen one in a single shop. See, it's the principle of the thing that upsets me, because there's no rhyme or reason to it, no logic behind it.
Jacob's guys do one thing really well. Power.
See how this compares to my desert one? I'll stick with the high damage, moderate fire rate. All in all, I would bet you these are probably evenly matched. DPS or damage per second or damage per shot. You're probably adequately equipped either way. I don't do elemental combat rifles. I know I've mentioned that before, but it's worth reiterating. All Dahl. Now this first area here, which I'm not going to do, or the second area, however you prefer to think about it. The first area where you encounter enemies is what I mean to say. You definitely want
Over here. I need your help.
a corrosive weapon. Or incendiary will work too, because there's a... I forget what the type of enemy is called, but it's a Hyperion badass enemy type with a shield.
You don't need to be a better shot. You just need to shoot more.
Porg double anarchy. 82 round mag. You don't see that every day.
If you need healing, step right up. Only mighty best in the boat is real.
I know level 16 Dahl shields exist. If I end up with the acid and fire weapons I need before I get a shield, I might end up taking down Mo and Marley without, or at least making an attempt at it. Attempt to take down Mo and Marley without a shield. And here I'm pretty close to level 17, over halfway through level 16. Oh, do I really want to go back to Jacob's Cove just to check the shops? No, I shouldn't have to do that. What is so special about Dahl shields? I said I'd be willing to take a white label one. Not even bothering with the shops here in Firestone. I don't know, I should... I don't remember what the highest level of gear is you can find in these shops on level 1. I mean, Playthru 1. Playthru 1. But I know it's higher than any of this stuff. I know it's like 10 or 13 or 15 or 16.
What can I do for you? I might not have a med school degree, but when you get
pretty
shot,
sure it's not higher than 16.
Cover it, kid.
Check me out. Oh, come on. Get down.
Hey, this is where the cars land. Get you one.
Well, part of me wants to keep going, but another part of me wants to take a break because I'm getting hungry. How much time was left in the shops? Too much. I am making good progress. Everything is green, blue, or purple. Not bad, not bad. I need at least a fire weapon before I even attempt Circle of Death, even round 1. It says level 12 trivial. Don't let that fool you because you don't know for sure if you'll encounter a fire skag. There's a high probability you'll have to fight alpha skags. That's not always the case.
400% more awesome. Also, Torque doesn't make the guns out of freaking wood.
Yeah, since this masher outperforms this shotgun in every way, I'll reserve the shotgun as a backup weapon. I likes me my stompers. I'm probably going to use the Mercenary class mod more often than Firefly. Once I have a Mercenary class mod, I'll probably set about collecting a whole set of different SMGs that fulfill different purposes. I'll probably have eventually a twin shot or double SMG, a double anarchy, and then all the elements. Collect the whole set.
A sniper without a sniper comm is just a guy with a gun. Find the comm that's right for you.
All of these are now unlocked. Now, I think I'll be getting more use out of this than the Stomper, and I might reserve the Stomper for tougher enemies, because that's really what it's best for. Till next time, catch you on the flip side, and see you next mission, slabs.